months that I haven't played golf regularly since my back surgery in March. Driving me absolutely bonkers.
What's the shot you dream about? Like if you know what I'm talking about, where you're in my dreams, I used to dream about just, I'm 195 out and I have a 4-iron in my hand. I'm like, this could go in.
That's not even a hard question for me. It's not even a hard question for me.
Okay. All right.
I'm a buck 35 out with a 9-iron in my hand.
9-iron?
The pin is in the back right corner of number 6 green at Muni. So you got to go up. You got to go up over the bunker.
Right.
You got to go up over the bunker, and I want to stuff it, with about 3 feet, so I can walk up and have a little 3-foot putt for birdie, and turn around to all the guys that I'm playing with and go, I couldn't do that again if I tried 100 times.
Yeah,
I really want to have that conversation. I want to turn to my buddies after I make the birdie on number 6 from 135 out, just pure 9-iron to right by the hole, and then turn around and look at my buddies and go, yeah, I know. I couldn't do that if I tried 100 times in a row again.
I don't have a good foursome either, and that's partly because I don't play. But when you get a good foursome, that's pretty good too. It's more about that than it is anything else.
I will tell you.
I just don't have the desire. But what you said about today being the perfect golf weather, you are correct, because the ball carries a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
It's been a little dry, so you're going to get a good bounce. And the greens are true because they're not burning out, unless I guess you're at Golden Ocala. But yeah,
you make a very good point though. To have the right foursome makes all the difference in the world.
And the wrong foursome can just destroy you. I mean, if you're playing with guys who are way better than you, or are just not, or like after like hole 3, you're like, dude, I am sick of that guy already.
I'll tell you a funny story.
And you don't want a drunk either.
No,
right?
no.
You gotta have that. Just gotta have a good mix.
I'll tell you.
You could sit in either cart and have a good time. That's when you know you got a good foursome.
I'll tell you a funny story, a good story. There was this foursome playing golf at Candler Hills. And it's exactly what you said. It's exactly what you said.
A rabbi.
When you're a great golfer and you're playing with 3 bad golfers, it's got to be frustrating. And I'll give you a prime example. I know this foursome that played at Candler Hills, and they had 3 golfers. Well, 2 golfers and Dan Martone, and then they had this guy Jeff that was really, really good. And then he had 2 guys that beat it around the course, and then Dan, who puts people's lives in jeopardy that are sitting in their living rooms and houses on the sidelines of the golf course. If I'd have been that Jeff guy, I'd have been frustrated if I'd have been Jeff. Now, lucky for me, I wasn't Jeff. I was one of the other bad golfers, along with a guy named Galen Unall. But, boy, I'd have been upset if I'd have been Jeff. But Jeff was such a nice guy. Not only did he not get upset, but he carried us on his back, and we shot, 17, 18 under that day?
Yeah. I will say scrambles don't count. It's not real golf.
No, it's really not. But by the way, that wasn't really a scramble. That was Jeff shooting about 18 under and us watching.
Right. That's correct. That's correct. And again, so I just don't.
By the way, that was Galen Unall pulling a solid, getting his neighbor to come play golf with us.
That's right. That's right, for Westport football.
Yeah, Westport football.
But that's okay.
Hey,
didn't buy him a win.
But if you got that one guy, I have one guy that plays and I play in a foursome with him on a regular basis. He literally, I can't make this up. He's worse than Dan Martone. Okay, he is the worst golfer, but he's an avid golfer. He golfs a lot, and he's the worst. But when you play a round of golf with him, you play one round of golf with him, you'll say that guy needs to be in my foursome every time I play. And he's not good. He's not good, but he keeps up, and he is the most entertaining guy you will ever play 18 holes of golf with.
Yeah, I don't like people who throw their clubs.
So we can't play golf together.
Once in a while you could just be frustrated with yourself.
Well, I have to throw them, Galen. If I don't throw them, I'll snap them right in half.
Oh, that's just not something I enjoy.
Throwing them is free. Snapping
You know?
them in half cost about $80.
Yeah, depending on the shaft.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I mean, and again, and that's the other thing. If I'm due to like either get new clubs or re-grip mine, and I'm not there. I'm not there mentally. And right now for the next 2 months till February, I'll be in a gym 3 times a week.
well, you just need to take up jogging. Then you need to start half marathons, stuff like
Can't.
that. That's what you
I
need
used
to
to
do.
run. Oh, I used to be an avid runner, and I had 3 knee surgeries. And the doctor's like, you probably should never run again.
Wow.
I can't run.
You know, my doctor told me I should never.
Fat.
My doctor told me I should never run again, but it's because I'm fat and might have a heart attack. So that's why he told me I should never run again.
That's when I got fat. Is when my doctor told me, it's best that you don't run.
When I got fat, when I stopped working out but still ate a whole pizza or 2 whole foot long subs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
When I was still consuming 8,000 calories a day, but instead of working out, I just sat on the couch and watched reruns of CSI. That's when I got fat.
CSI. I think everybody goes through a CSI phase where you just get locked in on it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? But now that you can stream stuff,
and you can binge watch,
so
you can really get locked in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just watch one episode. Like, my wife and I are watching Perot right now. I'm like, well, we're like 97. We're watching Perot on BBC.
You really are
Fantastic.
old. You are old.
Oh my God! And we look at each other and like, man, this is where we're at in our life.
I mean, have you
Or we'll watch Gardner's World.
What?
I am literally 97 according to my Amazon account.
Yeah.
I love it. Monty is one of the most relaxing human beings to go to bed to.
Although I can't really throw any stones, being that I watch my lottery dream home. I watch that show.
That show's on every time I go to the dentist. Every time I go to the dentist, they have the TV like on the ceiling. I'll look
And
up
my
the
lottery dream home.
Yeah.
There it is. And
and it seems like that guy gets another tattoo every time.
And another show I like that I watch, and I'm like, it's just worse. It's horrible, and it's just
Tiger King 2?
Ignorant. No. It's just ignorant. But I watch it like I'm in a trance. Have you heard of these shows Below Deck and Below Deck Mediterranean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was into those for a while.
I can't stop watching. It's like a rich yacht. It's like people that work on a rich yacht, and the trials and tribulations, because they're all little words I can't say on the radio, and it's like a train wreck, and you can't turn your head away from it.
It's amazing. You could just turn your brain completely off. I mean, and it's not like a little bit on. There is no thinking at all.
None.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time. But, yeah, there was a time, like, I would record it, and it would be on the DVR.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got it on the
Saturday.
DVR. Saturdays when Florida, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes into the Florida game, when you're just fed up with it, so you change the channel and watch Below Deck instead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. To this day, if they are speaking English and there's subtitles, I have probably watched it. So, they're like, if they're like moonshiners.
See.
Old
That's
Rush
the other thing. That's the other thing. Moonshiners. People say, I'm glad they put the subtitles on Moonshiners, and I'm thinking, what the hell do you need the subtitles for? I understand everything you're saying.
Come on. No.
Look, I lived in the high mountains of North Carolina for a very long time, and got entrenched in my community. And by the way, Triplet Mountain, okay, Deep Gap, North Carolina. When you live in a place called Triplet Mountain in Deep Gap, North Carolina, you're living amongst the folks that live there. Oh, I got that mountain hill broke. I got it figured out a long time ago.
There's not just one dialect in this show, and I think this is why it's so diverse. There's like 4 different dialects, because they had this guy on, and he was from North Carolina, and I understood every word he said. And then they had another guy from Louisiana. I'm like, I have no idea what he just said.
Yeah,
I have to have the subtitles
that was Ed Ogeron.
It was definitely related. But and again, I like that show. I don't, the first time I watched it, I'm like, I can't believe I watched this. And I'm like, nah, I like this show. I don't just watch it. I like it.
That's like we got to go to break, but that's the same mentality I had the first time I watched Napoleon Dynamite. I go, I am now dumber for having watched this movie. And now I've watched it like 6 or 7 times. I've watched it. It's one of my favorite movies now because it's hilarious. But the first time I watched it, I was like, I am now dumber for having watched this movie. We got to take a break.
A great piece of film.
It really is. It really is. We'll be back after this short time out. Short time out. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source. Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Take it from me, folks. The best way to find the great deals this week and every week is with Bob Wine's Big Color Ad. And this week is no exception. Go to BobWinesCameliaGardens.net for deals like these. Red Ruffle azaleas, still just $3.99. Gorgeously blooming yellow cassia, Bob has them just $22.99. This week also a big closeout fruit sale. Blueberries start at just $5. Others are $19.99, all the way up to the much-in-demand avocados, regularly $199, but they're just $139 while they last. In the greenhouse, all statuary and fountains are 30% off. Pottery is buy one, get one at half price. And Bob's famous hanging baskets are also buy one, get one at half price. Pine straw, a gigantic bale, yours for just $5.50. Go ahead, check the ad, then check out the fabulous 5-acre garden on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. Galen Unall joins us from Life South. Galen, last night I turned my brain off about, 20 minutes into the football game and turned it off. 25-0, the Atlanta Falcons get embarrassed last night by the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots, let me tell you, their rookie quarterback and that defense, this New England Patriots team, now that it's found its feet underneath it, the league better start paying attention.
Judon is the defensive MVP. Right? He was great for the Baltimore Ravens, but with Bill Belichick,
oh my goodness,
defensive MVP. He is such a force. And Mac Jones is better than Matt Ryan.
Of course he is, and that showed last night. The Falcons in the last 2 games have been outscored, 68-3.
That running game for the Patriots, they are a physical football team. And I think Mac Jones is, again, the Patriots, we said it yesterday, the Patriots got one there. I think they got the best quarterback.
And they stole him just like they did Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
unbelievable.
6th-round pick, but it was still a steal.
Yeah, my son, he's a huge Patriots fan. And so, now he's like, I don't remember who the Brady guy is. I'm all in on Mac Jones. I'm
Okay,
like, well,
calm down now.
speaking of great TV, you need to watch the Tom Brady special on ESPN Plus. Man in the Arena.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's
I'm not,
good.
Look,
It's good.
are you ready for this? For another time,
What?
you could say, "Well, you're just a damn hypocrite, Tom." Are you ready for this? I refuse to buy ESPN Plus because it's part of the Disney.
It's free.
It's part of the Disney Plus
Free.
thing. No,
Free.
I
I
tried
don't
to. I
pay for it.
tried.
It's free.
I tried to do it last week. They said 7-day trial for ESPN Plus because we wanted to watch the Sanford, Florida game. 7-day day trial, and it was like $4.95 for just ESPN Plus, or then you could buy the bundle with Hulu, Disney, and ESPN for like $19.99
I've
a
never
month.
watched Hulu. No, I get it free from Verizon.
Oh well, see, now you're just bragging that you have Verizon. See,
I guess so.
that's all it is.
I get so much free stuff with Verizon.
Speaking of
That's probably why I
Verizon and T-Mobile and AT&T and all that,
Yeah.
have you been experiencing issues with your cell? Because I've had people people text in going, you know what's going on with Verizon? You know what's going on with T-Mobile? You know what's going on with AT&T? It's like they've all three or all four decided, we're not going to work this week.
No, there's something going on with the network. So I don't know if it's conversion over to 5G or.
Well, they're going to say it's a
maybe
solar
there's more
flare.
phones.
They'll say something dumb like, "Oh, it's a solar flare."
It could be the Chinese. They do have that satellite that eats other satellites.
Well, they do, or they have missiles now that they can shoot satellites down with.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't.
And everybody thought the
you
Space
know.
Force was ridiculous, and now China's showing you they can
did.
shoot satellites down
They
from the Earth.
Boy, China kicks our butt now every single day. It's sad. Like every article you read, China is kicking our butt. Like even in the summit that.
The Zoom summit, yeah. And by the way, the fact that Joe Biden and the leader of the communist China could meet in a Zoom meeting, but all the world leaders had to get together at a climate summit with 80 private jets and like 30-car limousine trails and everything. The fact that could happen, but you couldn't do it as a Zoom call. I just don't understand. You can do the leader of China and Joe Biden could do a Zoom call together, but you couldn't get all the climate change people to do a Zoom call. They had to take their private jets and big car entourages and everything. It's just stupidity.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't talked about the Rittenhouse case yet, you and I.
I'm trying to, here's the okay, I'm going to tell you my take on it. The kid's not guilty. He was defending himself. For a prosecutor to say fists aren't deadly weapons. Well, ask Duck Kim if you can't because Ray Bilbo Mancini killed him with his fist. So fists can be deadly weapons. Skateboards aren't deadly weapons. Tell your grandparents not to buy them. If you take a skateboard that's 3 foot long, made out of solid wood, and you swing it by his trucks at somebody's head, that's a deadly weapon. And then the guy who got his bicep vaporized actually was pointing a gun at Rittenhouse. So far, I see no reason for self-defense. I see no reason for conviction except for this. The jury was not sequestered. So it's had to go home every night and look at people on TV going, we're going to burn this place down. If you as a jury find him not guilty, we're going to come find you. We're going to find your family. And then you got MSNBC producers that are actually going out like private detectives, actually trying to find the addresses and phone numbers of all the jurors. There's no damn way if I had a family that I'm convicted, that I'm not convicting this kid because I'm protecting my family before I'm protecting some 17-year-old kid that showed up at a riot.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you said, but I think the real story here is are we at mob rule, right?
The mob gets away with anything now. Is that what we're saying?
If they find him, I end up thinking I really believe this will be a mistrial.
I hope.
Because I really believe that there are people on that jury, because they're human beings, and they are scared for
Of
their life.
course.
Right? I mean, they've got, two people taking pictures of the jury.
They fear for their lives.
One they caught and confiscated his camera and made him delete them. But they know there was another person they think took photos but got away. Right? So they have, and with Facebook and everything else, they could get to those people in a heartbeat.
Quick.
And I think that's what's taking so long. I think there's some real fear, and I think it's genuine fear.
And it's warranted fear. It's warranted fear.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think it has anything to do with they're worried about their city burning. I think they're worried about their own safety.
Of course they are. There have been people saying when they at these protests outside the courthouse, we will find you if you find him not guilty. We will find you and we will deal with you accordingly. People have said that. How am I going to? I'm not my kids, my wife, my kids, and everything. If I'm a juror, or my husband, my kids, and all, if I'm a female juror. There's no way I'm not convicting this kid because my family is much more important and my life and my safety much more important to me than whether a 17-year-old goes to prison for using a rifle to protect himself.
Well, and that's the real issue out here. So I'm curious to see how this jury. I think it'll be a hang jury, but there's enough evidence for a mistrial.
Oh yeah, with the video, with them not giving them the video.
They caught them dead to rights. And you know the photo they showed of Rittenhouse just randomly pointing the gun?
Right.
There's all kinds of web sleuths, and this picture's not even possible. First of all, they're saying it's left-handed. In the video, he's got the rifle on his left shoulder. Right? He's a right-handed shooter. Yeah. There's all kinds of issues.
Well, how dumb is the prosecutor? He aimed an AR-15 at the jury with his finger on the trigger.
It's unbelievable.
Wait, it was unloaded. Yeah, Alec Baldwin thought it was a dummy bullet in his gun too.
Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot wrong.
The only outcome I could see is the jury finding him guilty, and then the judge going, "No, you didn't decide this on the merits of the case. I'm throwing out your decision, and I'm going to come up with a decision." Yes, he can.
Unless it's a mistrial.
Nope. The judge can actually say that in his thoughts, he didn't believe the jury actually listened to the evidence because the evidence was overwhelming for not guilty, and he can actually throw the jury's conviction out. Yes, he can. That's actually a rule of law. Or he can declare a mistrial, and if he declares a mistrial with prejudice, double jeopardy's attached, and the kid can't be tried again. But if he's found not guilty,
correct,
or if the judge says prejudice, puts mistrial with prejudice, the federal government's going to file a federal case against him for civil rights violations, and double jeopardy's not attached to that. I'm telling you, they're going to try to railroad this. And we hadn't even talked about the fact that it's 3 white guys that got shot, 1 white guy doing the shooting, a white judge, white prosecutors, and somehow it's all a racist proceeding. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Hey, we got to take a break. We'll be right back after this timeout on WOCA, The Source.
Republican Governor Kevin Stitt spared the life of Julius Jones on Thursday, just hours before his scheduled execution. He was convicted of slaying a businessman more than 20 years ago. He will now remain behind bars without parole for the rest of his life. The United States Bishops' Conference joined the Protestants and Orthodox Christians in launching a prayer crusade against Roe v. Wade, the 1973 Supreme Court decision that legalized abortion. The online